I know. It looks pretty interesting, doesn't it? I got laughed at the grocery store. Two people engaged in conversation, and once I explained where I was coming from and just the data and the medical reports we're getting, and how the CDC is just barely beginning to almost mention face masks are efficient. One guy stopped laughing and he wanted a picture, so we took a picture together, and that was funny. I don't regret it, though. I feel much more comfortable. The grocery store was swarming with people, and I don't know where all those people have been, and we have 38 cases in Colorado, so I'm not taking any chances. We got 2 in Denver, and I'm right here in Commerce City. We're just right there with Denver. I mean, we are so close, and it's in Summit County, Eagle County, so I'm not risking it, and I'm not gonna take a chance with the reports we're getting out of Singapore. Everybody needs to check out Peak Prosperity at Dr. John Campbell's channels. They are just really great. Peak Prosperity just did a video of how to avoid infection. That might have been the gist of the title. And I took it seriously, and what's really great is he has the sources, he has the credibility, because he's going off of the data that we do have. Not everything is pure censorship. However, we're not at that point yet, so we're working with what we have. And just based on the spread in the first cruise ship incident with Diamond Princess cruise ship, we saw how that went all through the ship, and that means those droplets were getting airborne and going through the vents. And they did have, I won't speak too much on it because I don't have all the terminology down, but in Singapore, in a nutshell here, they had sick people. Okay, one room they did the usual cleaning regimes, the twice a day sanitation dealio. The other they did not, and they found, I don't know for how long of a time period, but they found the droplets up on around the vents of the room. They found the droplets in the virus smeared on the glass, especially around the toilets and the basins of the toilet and the sinks. So bathrooms are a real hot zone. And then, of course, we had that case in China. It went airborne through a shared sewage system in a complex. So we have 80% less chance of getting this virus if we mask up and protect our eyes, because this virus doesn't come through, if we come in contact with our hands, it doesn't go through our skin. But if we touch our face, we touch our eyes, when we got the virus on our hands, then we're exposing ourselves to it. So the mask protects us from, inevitably, we will always touch our face and our eyes. We can't not do it. It's so habitual. So the face mask and the eyes are the best. And then the droplets, for those people who are asymptomatic, the droplets aren't going into your eyes, the droplets aren't going into your face. You can always, I had gloves on in the store. After I was finished checking out, I took my gloves, I threw them out, I turned them inside out and I threw them out, and then I disinfected. I kept my cell phone in my fanny pack. I kept everything in my fanny pack so I didn't have to set my cell phone down on the counter, nothing like that. As soon as I was done using my card in the pin pad, I disinfected my hands after I was done touching that card, and I disinfected my fanny pack too. I'm just not playing around because, we only know where it is until somebody tests positive, and we are barely even testing. We're only testing cases where they have a pretty good feeling they do have it, So that means we're not tracking community transmission. And that is why I will not risk taking a virus home to my children or to my husband, and I will not go out unless it's necessary. I've got the final resources that we needed, and I'm just running by the bread store to get some discount bread to put in the freezer. I have plenty of flour to make my own bread in the future, but I'm just getting some of the convenient commodities here now. I haven't been able to find aloe vera. I wanted to re-up on some aloe vera, but I haven't been able to do that. But that's okay because I have some, and the sanitizer is just for when I go out, and we are not going to large or small gatherings if it is not a necessity. And everybody take that seriously because it's all about precautions, better safe than sorry. And the medical reports, the science behind it, the actual outcome that we're seeing is all pointing to, yes, these droplets are small enough to go airborne. This is not just droplet transmission. So, Day before yesterday, I was ready to go to a Truth Cube in Boulder, and my best friend was ready to go to a seminar type thing. I'm not using the right word, sorry. And then I told my husband, well, I'll go if no cases pop up in Colorado. And then that night, boom, the case from Vail popped up. And then I thought, well, if any more pop up, then I won't go. But I won't panic. It's just that one, I won't panic. And then, boom, 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 all these other cases popped up. I talked with my bestie, and we both agreed traveling, meeting up, mingling wasn't worth exposing our family members. And so here we have it. Case. We're going to get clusters, and then everybody's going to be scrambling at the last minute. So I will take the laughter, I will take the ridicule, and I will prefer to be safe than sorry. I can earn money back, the little money that I put into purchasing these supplies, I can earn back, but I can't earn back the damage done by the virus to my family or to myself, or worst case scenario, someone loses their life. So there you have it. I'm masking up when I go out, and I'm limiting where and when I go out because I am taking all precautions to stop the spread of this virus. I want to close with saying this is way more than me getting sick in the first place, or even my family to an extent, because it is our duty as citizens to do all protocol and quarantine to protect the community, to stop the spread of this virus. So I am protecting myself from being infected by asymptomatic persons so I don't infect other people, so we stop the spread of this virus. Putting our lives on hold for a few weeks and having some really rough times and doing some things that are super annoying and inconvenient and tough and confusing is far better to have done than to face the ultimate consequences of lives being lost and people being sick and the medical facilities being overflown. So people laugh if they want to. Better safe than sorry. And like I said, you just listen to the medical reports, you listen to the science. The CDC is barely starting to talk about face masks, so which is telling me went all along pretty much, but because of the scarcity of masks, they didn't want to make a big deal about it. So we got to use our common sense. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's just the facts. When a country is unprepared for something like this, then they're going to tell us that we don't need this and that because it's not there, because they don't want us to panic. And it is quite scary when masks reduce your risk of getting this virus by 80%, and there are none available. I have 6 masks. This is gold. So, everybody, thanks for watching. Yes, I mask up when I go out, and I don't go out unless I really, really need to. And that's that. And I'm going to remain vegan, of course. I encourage others to be vegan. Being vegan does not give you immunity to this virus. I want to say that too. I know I said it was done, but the last thing is it does not give you immunity from this virus. It is a novel virus, which meaning nobody has antibodies for it. Nobody's immune. So we just all have to take absolute precautions. Okay? Bye, everybody. I'm going to the bread store so everybody can look and laugh.